I knew we should have taken that free upgrade. What do you think's wrong with it?
At a guess? Valves, gasket, cam belt, bearings, clutch, drive shaft, springs.
Ah, so nothing too serious then.
Be easier to build a new one from scratch.
The car had died, and there was nothing I could do to bring it back to life. Nico?
Yes?
Any ideas on how to get inside?
If you were clever, you'd have brought plans of the place.
Oh, I would I?
Of course, I realize that's not your style.
Obviously not yours either.
No, I prefer the challenge of winging it.
My feelings exactly. Besides, there's usually a solution at hand.
I'm worried they might have already killed Bruno.
Well, let's hope he didn't tell him too much.
You're all heart, George.
This castle looks really old.
Medieval, George.
Yeah, that too. By the way, have you and Labano...
Have we what?
Have you been doing that... stuff?
What stuff?
Boy-girl stuff?
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff.
Boy-girl stuff.
That's what I said.
Listen, George. Andre is a good friend.
Yeah? So it's just a coincidence he's around again?
He's an expert in ancient manuscripts. Who else was I going to call?
Oh, what's wrong with the very old, very ugly experts you see all over the place? Shame we can't fix it.
Let's face it, George. It wasn't exactly getaway material.
There was a small button to press. I was looking forward to meeting the butler. This guy was no butler.
What do you want?
Hi. Nice evening.
Clear off.
I was hoping you could help me. My car.
Tough.
But
This is private property. Get lost.
well, his interpersonal skill set needs a little work.
George, did you seriously expect him to open the gate for you?
Well, I certainly expected better manners. I tried to look through, but the gap between the gates was non-existent. I could hear a dog on the other side. Sounds like security's pretty tight.
I know. You distract the dog, and I'll take out the guard.
Oh, very funny. We're gonna have to be careful here, or we're dead. These were serious gates. They were also very locked. Nico?
Yes?
Hey, Nico, will you press this button?
What do you have in mind, George?
See if you can get the guard to open the gate.
What do you want? Oh.
Bonjour, chérie. I have a tiny problem with my car. Could you help me with it?
Oh, I could help you with it, all right.
You are so kind.
You're French, aren't you?
God, that's incredible. How did you know?
Oh, I've been around.
Oh, I bet you have.
So, what brings a pretty little thing like you up here?
I'd gotten over the first hurdle, but there were more guards inside, and some of them had dogs, too. It was a pretty ordinary trash can. Rooting around in trash cans, one of my little foibles. Sometimes you get lucky and find a real treasure. Hey, string! You never knew when a piece of string was going to come in handy. The trash can was nothing special. This trash can was empty. Apart from the garbage, of course. You've seen one trash can, you've seen them all. This trash can looked promising. America's best export, a burger. I put the half-eaten burger in my pocket. Must have been some kind of urban survival instinct at work. Nothing struck me as strange about the trash can. I was pretty sure I'd seen James Bond do something clever with foil once. Trouble was, I couldn't remember what. It was a scrap of foil. My grandmother always kept a drawer full of foil that she'd cleaned up so that it could be used again. Ah, happy days. It was the half-eaten burger I'd found in the trash. At a pinch, it could stop me from starving, if I was really desperate. It was a piece of string. You never know when string might come in handy. I was beginning to sound like my grandfather. All I could see inside were half-painted walls and a bunch of decorator stuff. The windows were securely locked. I tried the doors, but they were locked. I could see more guards in the foyer. The building looked pretty classy inside. There was no way to open the window.
Be quiet! Be quiet!
Hey, what kept you?
Oh, just chatting to Boris about old girlfriends.
See the helicopter?
Yep, Susarro's favorite airline.
George, you need to find a remote. That's how the gates work, I think.
The ironwork was solid. Look up there, on the gate.
Some kind of sensor.
Maybe it opens the gates remotely. Hey, Nico. See any more guards you fancy?
You owe me big time for that one, George.
I still haven't found a way to open these gates.
Come on, George. Kick ass. I heard the guard reporting in. That petrol woman is going to be here any minute. Look, there's some sort of sensor up there.
Okay, I'm on it. The small door looked out of place set into the wall like this. silence. That was either a sign, or there was just no one behind the door. This wasn't the way in. There was a small button to press. The button opened the gate, but it closed again when I let go. It was a remote with a single button on it. It was a small device with a button, maybe just the thing I was looking for. It was a remote with a single button on it. Either it would open the iron gates, or they only had one TV channel over here. Shazam!
Wonderful, George.
Uh-oh, here come the guards.
Let's hide.
Hey, Nico, will you press that button?
What is it with you and buttons, George?
Just keep your finger on it until I get out again, okay? Now, which one's the lucky one? I needed all the luck I could get. It was my lucky piece of coal. There was a metal handle jammed into the doors. I thought I'd take the handle. I was improvising every step of the way. It was the release handle for the car jack. The glove compartment was empty. Must have run out of gloves. Looks like somebody had started to repair the Jeep and got bored. The doors were heavy and solid looking. I tried the doors, but they were locked. The car looked pretty sleek. They must have known I was coming, all locked. I could just make out what appeared to be a small storeroom. The window's slightly ajar, but I can't get it open.
Have you anything you can use on it?
Working the handle into the narrow gap, I was able to open the small window. I could just make out what appeared to be a small storeroom. I tried to climb through, but the window was too small. Nico, can you climb through the window?
Bit of a tight squeeze.
Well, not with your figure.
You're such a smoothie, George. Ah!
Nico, are you okay?
Yes, George. The drop was a little further than I thought.
I'll try to find another way in.
Okay.
The car looked pretty sleek. They must have known I was coming. All locked. The car jack was one of the heavy-duty types. Not this time. The release handle was missing. The Jeep descended to the ground. The handbrake was on. I let the handbrake off. The Jeep was in the middle of being repaired. Oops, there goes my no claims bonus. The drain pipe looked like the way onto the roofs. I hoped this would lead to a way in. Oh! Jeez, only just made it. No going back now.
It was a large barrel, probably for storing ale or wine. They certainly got through a lot of drink here. The faucet was too stiff to move. I couldn't budge it. A dented and rusted suit of armor. There was no way I could walk around in that. The armor was old and rusty. I didn't want to touch it in case it made a noise. Nothing but silence behind the door.
So, this Petra, they say she's a bit of a one.
Oh yes, takes pleasure in killing. Regards it as an art form.
Nasty.
One poor guy she tortured took him a week to die.
How'd she do that then?
They called it the doner kebab.
Oh, you don't mean...
That's right. Everything just the same. Apart from the salad, of course.
And the pita bread?
Obviously.
What'd she look like then?
Short blonde hair. That's all I know. I never got closer.
Don't blame you. She might get ideas.
Too right.
Chicken nuggets, for example.
Hot dog and beans.
Ouch!
If they saw me, I was done for. I had to find a way to walk around without attracting attention. But for now, I had to play the quiet mouse.
Did you hear something?
Not sure. Was it from upstairs?
Sounded like it.
You take the side stairs and I'll go up here. If there's anyone there, we'll have them trapped.
I had to hide or get caught.
Did you see anything up the side stairs?
Yet nothing.
Stay alert anyway. This place gives me the creeps.
The door was shut fast and wouldn't open. I couldn't open the door. It was locked. All was quiet. I couldn't open the door. It was locked. All was quiet. Just another locked door. Nothing but silence behind the door. I couldn't open the door. It was locked. The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything. Just another locked door. The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything. A large, highly polished dresser. Someone had interesting taste in furniture. The dresser was locked. Even for an antique, the lock was sturdy. It was a large luggage case. Petra's name was on the label. She certainly didn't travel light. A cordless hairdryer lay on top of the clothes in the case. For the woman who likes to live life to the full. Petra certainly had a new take on that idea. I picked up the hairdryer. The hairdryer was very handy. It didn't have a lead. A girl could take it anywhere. It was another large luggage case. You could never have too many clothes. Inside the case was a brown wig. Petra certainly liked to dress up. I picked up the wig. At the very least, it would stop her from using it again to impersonate me. That's interesting. The case looked a lot smaller on the inside. The base sounded hollow. I guess there was a hidden compartment inside. All I had to do was find a way of opening it. I felt around the interior, trying to access the hidden compartment. Aha! Tucked into one corner was a tiny button. Damn! My fingers were too large to press the button. Oh my God! I doubted she used the knives to open letters. I picked up the sharpening stone.